Okay, sure. So let us start the strategic management. So let me just last time send the message once. Okay. Good morning everyone. Chalo. So in the strategic management, um, Vishnu, can you unmute yourself? Anybody? Anybody would like to stay in the class with me so that we can just have a reading and all? Anybody would like to stay in the class with me? Like Bhargavi in the auditing batch, she was there just to read out the things, and because it looks like the class is lively. I need one volunteer in the class. Okay, Vishnu,
Sir.
can I you unmuted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Vishnu, be there with me throughout the class, okay? So
Okay,
that
sir.
so there are some things which are required to be read out. So what was the last topic we did, Vishnu, in the strategic management?
Macro environment, sir.
In the macro environment, what we are done with?
5 factors we done, sir.
Huh?
5 factors we
Five
done,
factors
sir.
we are done with. Okay, I think we are
Yes,
done with the in the macro environment. If I'm not wrong, we are done with political and
yes,
legal
sir.
environment. We are also done with the what do you say,
Economic environment, sir.
economic, technological, and I think we only are
Yes,
left with the ecosystem.
yes, sir.
And all the corporations in the competitive environment also we are done with, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, chalo, let's understand this political and legal environment we are done with. We are also done with the economic environment. We are also done with socio-cultural environment, and finally we are also done with the technological environment. Clear, everyone? ठीक है सर. चलो, let us start with the last topic called what? Ecosystem. What is the next topic we have to understand? Ecosystem. Now, what do you mean by ecosystem environment? Everyone, first of all, though, you all have an idea that the topic what we are doing is known as strategic management. In the strategic management, we are doing the first topic called business environment. In the business environment, we are doing the types of environment. In the types of environment, we have already done the micro and we are doing the macro. So in the macro, when I already told you, whenever the word called macro comes, what is the first thing comes to our mind? This word. What is this word, Vishnu? PESEL. Am I correct? So Vishnu is
Sir.
representing the whole class. So this word is known as PESEL. The PESEL stands for what? Political, economical,
Economical,
social,
socio-cultural,
technological, and
legal,
legal. And the last
econ
one is ecosystem.
ecosystem.
Ecosystem, right? So ecosystem is also known as ecological environment. Ecosystem is also known as ecological environment. Now see how the ecological environment affects our business. So tell me one thing, is tourism is a what do you say, a normal business, or it is a business based on the seasons? It is an environment based business. So listen to this very carefully, everyone. Now when we talk about the tourism, let's take an example of northeastern states like Darjeeling, like Manipur, Tripura, Assam, Sikkim. In those states, what will happen? Why tourism is very important? Because those states are purely run on the basis of tourism. Now imagine the situation of COVID-19 pandemic situation. Due to the COVID-19 lockdown has taken place or not? Everyone please reply. Due to the COVID-19 lockdown has taken place or not? Now due to lockdown, everyone please reply. COVID-19 lockdown has taken place. Now due to lockdown, what has happened? Due to lockdown, what has happened? The whole tourism industry is completely shut down. The whole tourism industry is completely shut down. It means those who are in the business of tourism, those who are in the business of hotel or those who are in the business of restaurants and all, whether their total business got shut down due to the lockdown or not? Are they running into the losses or not? But tell me one thing, is this COVID-19 a controllable situation or non-controllable situation? Non-controllable situation. So that makes it a micro environment or macro environment, everyone? That makes it a macro environment. So ecosystem, pollution, environment, agriculture, everything plays a very important role in our business also. Acha, tell me one thing. Suppose if one day transportation strike takes place, if one day transportation strike takes place, at that point of time, what will happen? If one day transportation strike will take place, what will happen? The vegetables will not be distributed. The price of the vegetables will go up. If the diesel price goes up, the price of the vegetable goes up. Are you getting the point? When the extra rain happens, when the weather conditions are not favorable, are we getting affected with the agricultural problems or not? Now, all these are nothing but happening due to which environment? These all are happening due to which environment? Macro environment. Clear, everyone? Vishnu, do one thing. Please mute yourself. Some sounds are coming. Okay, please mute yourself. Okay, so I hope everyone is able to understand what I'm trying to tell. So farming is a business which is purely based on environment. Tourism is a business which is purely based on environment. Agriculture is a business which is purely based on environment. Horticulture, insurance is also completely based on environment. Tell me one thing. Suppose there is a natural disaster comes. When the natural disaster comes, like today, right now we are suffering from the COVID-19. What happened to the insurance business? I need an answer from everyone. What happened to the insurance business due to Corona? Insurance business increased or decreased? It is highly increased. Insurance business is what? Highly increased. Now everyone is taking an insurance. No one was bothered about the life insurance. No one was bothered about the health insurance. Now everyone is taking health insurance. Everyone is taking life insurance because you don't know whether tomorrow you are going to get Corona or not. Do you all agree? Do you all agree? So insurance business is at the peak level because of macro environment called ecosystem or not? Are you understanding the point? Are you understanding the point? So this is how the ecosystem, this is how the ecological environment also affects our business. Are you getting the point or not? Right now, the best business which is running right now is the online businesses and the insurance businesses. Now let's take an example of, okay, am I facing you with the class right now? Am I using the camera right now? Am I using the camera right now to so that we can have a face-to-face class kind of feeling? Now this camera, you won't believe, during the COVID-19, I bought this camera in a black market. I paid double the price of this camera. I paid the double the price of this camera. What is the reason? The reason was due to the COVID-19, everyone started working from home. Everyone started working from home, due to which the demand of the cameras increased or decreased? Demand increased, and due to which the price is also increasing. So tell me one thing, whether the business of electronic appliances like this camera, laptops, computers, everything got increased or not? Yes. So remember one thing, ecosystem, the nature, the ecological environment also affects our business a lot. Now see how the ecosystem affects and which businesses it affects. Now read it. Now ecosystem affects the businesses like tourism, agriculture, farming, horticulture, insurance in a huge way. Do you all agree with that? That these businesses are purely dependent upon the ecosystem. Do you all agree or not? Yes. So these businesses are purely dependent upon ecosystem. Next one. Growing awareness of climatic changes. Growing awareness of climatic changes helps the businesses to operate and create the new markets. Are you getting the point? Growing awareness of climatic changes. Now tell me one thing. Is this corona a change in our environment or not? Whether it has really affected our life or not? Now we as a teacher also understood that now face to face is not possible, but at least we can reach near to the face to face. Total face to face is not possible. We can reach near to the face to face. So I bought this setup. I bought the green screen. I bought the green screen which is available right now behind now. I bought this camera. I bought this light. I bought this software. I bought this tab. Everything I bought. The reason is because now face-to-face classes are not possible. Now online classes are only possible. So do I want to grow my business, or do I want to create my new market of the online classes or not? Tell me everybody. Do I have to create my market of the online classes or not? Yes, so we have to create the market of online classes. So remember one thing, I should be aware about the climatic changes, which will help my business to operate and which will help my business to create a new market. I hope everyone is clear or not. Now, due to the coronavirus, whether the so many businesses got at the peak and so many at the down, general businesses are very down. But what about the business of mask and sanitizers? What about the business of mask and sanitizers? Increased or decreased? Highly increased. Because of what? Because of coronavirus. So ecosystem also affects our business. I hope now you all agree. Now you all agree. Correct everyone? So ecosystem affects our business. So having a knowledge. So what is being written? So having a knowledge of a various factors helps the business to grow. What are the knowledge a businessman, what are the knowledge a business should have so that we can grow our business? Point number one, we should have the knowledge of ecological issues and environmental issues. Are we aware about the coronavirus right now? Are we aware about the so many other diseases right now? Are we aware about so many other kind of infections right now? So we should have the knowledge of environmental issues. Are we aware about the weather system of India? Right or not? According to the weather system, whether we change our doing of business or not. So first thing what you need to do in the business is you should be aware about the ecological and environmental issues. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? You should be aware about the ecological and environmental issues. Akhil, do you have any problem in writing the negative answers? Akhil, don't write unnecessary answers. Write the answers only when I am telling you. Okay, Akhil? Akhil, I'm talking to you. Don't write the negative answers. Don't try to create a nuisance in the class. Write those images or write those answers only which are required for the purpose of class. Okay? I'm looking constantly at the chat box. Coming your answer in a different way is really going to disturb the flow of the class. Either you don't reply or reply positively. If you really have a doubt, raise your hand. I will clarify your doubt. Clear, Akhil? Okay? Chalo, next everyone. Now, should we have the knowledge of environmental hazards or not? Should we have the knowledge of environmental hazards or not? Now, let me ask you a very simple thing. We know that coronavirus is a communicable disease. Is the coronavirus a communicable disease or not? Yes, it is a communicable disease. Now, do we know that we have to wear a mask and we have to sanitize our hands? Do we know each and everything about the environmental hazards or not? And we also know that if we'll create, now tell me one thing, if we'll create a more and more pollution, if we'll create the more and more pollution in the environment, is it going to affect the other kind of businesses or not? Are you getting the point? Now we have so many acts in India. Remember, we have so many acts in India. Air Pollution Act is there. Water Pollution Act is there. Environmental Protection Act is there. Now, do you know that if you want to establish a factory in the city, if you want to establish a factory in the city, the height of the chimney should be 80 meters. And if you want to establish a factory outside the city, then height of the chimney should be 50 meters. So all these measures have been taken to ensure that business and environment can go hand in hand. Remember one thing, without environment, without the ecosystem, without the ecological environment, and without having the knowledge of ecological environment, you can't run your business. You can't operate your business. Clear everyone? You need to change when the environment changes. That is why in the beginning of the class also we understood that every business should actively participate with the environment or passively. Actively or passively? Actively should participate with the environment. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Yes. Next one. We should also know the environmental legislation. Just now I told you. Tell me one thing. If you'll create more and more pollution, if your factory is creating the more and more pollution, whether the government is going to interfere in your factory? If your factory is creating more and more pollution, whether the government is going to interfere, government is going to shut down your factory or not, because government has to think of environmental. That's why what kind of acts have come: air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, land pollution prevention acts are there. And you won't believe, nowadays so there is one audit also known as environmental audit is very popular. Do you know that environmental audit also takes place? What do you mean by environmental audit? Those entities which are creating a lot of pollution, on which there is a doubt that they are poisoning the environment, we will conduct the environmental audit. Like I told you, the height of chimneys, we will go to the factory to do an audit ki whether the height of the chimney is 80 meters or whether the height of the chimney is 50 meters as per the Air Pollution and Prevention Act or not. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? So environmental audit is also a very broader profession right now. Energy audits are there, environmental audits are there. So remember one thing, every business is connected with this particular environmental system. Clear everyone? So this is what the next thing. Next, we should also do the energy audits nowadays. We should also do the energy audits nowadays. What do you mean by energy audits? Let me give you one example. Now, do you know that we consume the power and electricity? We consume the power and electricity. Now suppose in the year 1819, the power consumption was 2 lakh units of a factory and the total production was 10 lakh units. Now tell me, can I say that 1 unit is helping in producing 5 units of products? Can I say that 1 unit of power is helping in producing 5 units? In 1920, your power consumption has been doubled as a factory, but the number of units what you produced are 15 lakhs. Now tell me one thing, according to the consumption of units, the production increased or production decreased? It is decreased. This is what do you mean by energy audit. This is what do you mean by which audit? Energy audit. I hope every one of you understood the example. Clear everyone with the example? So ensure that you are understanding it very carefully. Clear? So this is what do you mean by our last environment, called which environment? Ecological environment. See, Manoj, it's a very simple thing, Manoj. It's a very simple thing. Understand. Power consumption is 2 lakh units. Are you getting it? And you are producing 10 lakh units of goods. Now tell me, one power unit is helping you in producing how many units, Manoj? One power unit is helping you in producing how many units, Manoj? When you are asking a query, you should write the answer also, Manoj. What is your answer? Tell me, what is your answer, Manoj? 1 unit of power is helping us in producing how many units, Manoj? 1 unit is helping us in producing 100 units. 1 unit is helping us in producing 5 units. It's a simple maths, Manoj. 2 lakh units you have consumed for the power and you are producing 10 lakh units. So 1 unit is helping you in producing how many units? 5 units. Am I correct or not? Now next year you consumed 4 lakh units. Next year you consumed 4 lakh units. Now 4 lakh units are helping you. You should produce 20 lakh units according to your previous experience or not? You should produce 20 lakh units, but you are producing only 15 lakh units by consuming 4 lakh units. So tell me, as per your previous experience of the factory, did your production also increase or production decreased? Production decreased. So this is what do you mean by which audit? This is what do you mean by which audit? It is known as energy audit. It is known as which audit? Energy audit. So this is also one of the environmental based audit. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? I hope now you understood, Manoj. Manoj, did you understand? Okay. So in the PESEL, are we done with all the types of audits or not? In the PESEL, are we done with all types of audit? So we are done with the political environment, ecosystem, social, technological, legal, and economical audit. Clear, everyone? So with that, our micro and macro environment both are over. Our micro and macro environment both are over, right? So let us complete the last small topic what we have, and then we'll start with our chapter number 2, which is known as dynamics of competitive strategy or strategic management process. Clear? Should I tell you the last topic of our chapter? Yes. Can you read what is the name of our topic? The name of our topic, it's a very important topic both for the old syllabus as well as the new syllabus. The name of the topic is known as globalization and global environment. Globalization and global environment. First of all, let us understand what do you mean by globalization. Tell me one thing. In India, only Indian companies are operating or multinational global companies are operating? In India, multinational companies are operating. Do we have Google? Do we have Microsoft? Do we have IBM? Do we have Apple? Do we have Dell in India? All these companies are also operating in India. Can anybody in the class tell me what is the major reason that those companies are also establishing their big units in India? Anybody can give me the reason? Why? Reason number one, yes, customers are more, demand is more. The very good reason given by the Achilles, cheapest availability of labor. Nikita, you are also correct. Cheapest availability of the labor and the cheapest availability of the raw material. If they have to hire, a foreigner, if they have to hire the person of their own country, they have to pay the salary in rupees or dollars. They have to pay the salary in rupees or dollars. Rupees, oh, sorry, dollars. But if they have to hire the employee in India, they have to pay the salary in what? Rupees. Now, to an Indian MBA, if they will give 20 lakh rupees of package per annum, Indian MBA is very happy. Do you all understand? Indian MBA is very much happy if he's getting 20 lakhs per annum. But there they have to pay $1 lakh. Now tell me, how much is $1 lakh today? 75 lakhs. $1 lakh is 75 lakhs. So are you seeing the change in the pricing? Which labor is cheaper? Indian labor is cheaper as compared to their own country labor. This is the reason those companies are interested in coming to the countries like China, and those countries are interested in coming to the countries like India, where the cheapest availability of labor is there. Everyone understood what I'm trying to tell? Everyone understood what they're trying to tell? So why companies go global? Why companies go global? Because they go global because of their business. They want to ensure that the business should have the max. Ultimately, what is the biggest financial yardstick of every business? What is the biggest financial yardstick of every business? The biggest financial yardstick of every business is what? This. What is this? Profit. Money. Every business works for the money or not? Correct, everyone? Every business works for the money or not? Every business works for the profit. So wherever they will be able to save their cost, and wherever they will be getting the maximum profits, they will do the business from that thing only. Remember one thing, India also did the same thing in 1991. In 1991, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the finance minister. How many of you know this fact? I think you all have done that in CPT. In 1991, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the finance minister. At that point of time, Dr. Manmohan Singh introduced this concept, LPG concept. And just wait, guys, I'm coming back. There's a problem. Just wait. Am I audible to all of you? Yes. Am I audible and visible also? Yes, okay. So in the concept of LPG, what we are trying to sell, what is the full form of LPG? Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Is it correct or not? Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. In 1991, India understood the need कि Indian economy should be open to the global economy. Did you understand my point? Up to 1991, India was a very, private kind of economy. But after 1991, India opened its economy to the global. Now tell me, are the Indian companies are also becoming global or not? Now let me ask you one thing, whether Tata acquired the Chorus company? Yes, Tata acquired the Land Rover and Jaguar company, which is a US. Land Rover and Jaguar was a Ford company. Land Rover and Jaguar was a Ford. Ford is a US company, but Tata acquired Jaguar and Land Rover. Tata acquired European company called Chorus. Are you getting the point or not? Now Facebook is also coming to India. They invested so much money in the Geo. All these are the examples of which environment? All these are the examples of which environment? Global environment. This is called which environment? Globalization or global environment. Clear, everyone? Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you this? So Reliance is now listed in US also. Reliance is listed in Japan also. US companies are coming to India. Indian companies are going to US. So now exchange of information, exchange of raw material, exchange of knowledge is taking place between the country to country. That is called which environment? Globalization environment. I hope everyone understood. Everyone understood my concept, what I'm trying to tell? Clear? So this is what you mean by globalization. So the major two reasons why the companies come to India is the first is cheap availability of the labor and cheap availability of the raw material. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? So let us understand what do you mean by globalization. Now see, in today's world, economies are open and they interact with each other country's economy. That is known as globalization. So when the one economy interacts with the another economy, when the one economy interacts with the another economy, that is known as globalization. So when the one economy interacts with the another economy, that is known as globalization. When the US companies come to India and the Indian companies go to US, that is called what? Globalization. Clear, everyone? Point number one is clear, right? Yes. If you all are clear. Okay, point number two. Globalization has a very good influence in the business strategies. Globalization has a very good influence in the business strategy. Now tell me one thing, until and unless Indian companies will not acquire the foreign companies, whether we will get respected in the global market? If the Indian companies will not acquire the foreign companies, whether we will be respected in the global market? No. No, most of the times what we have seen, foreign companies acquiring the Indian companies, but we have never seen Indian companies acquiring the foreign companies. So nowadays things are changing. Now Indian companies are acquiring the global companies. Now foreign companies are voluntarily making the investment in the Indian company. Do you know that about the Reliance India Limited? During the COVID-19, the Mukesh Ambani became the fourth richest person in this world. Do you know that fact? How he became? His Geo has got approximately, if I'm not wrong, $19.2 billion of investment from the various companies. The reason is Corona is produced by China. Now everyone is angry with the China. Everyone is angry with the China. Now everyone is taking out their businesses from the China, and you know that other than China, in which country the cheapest availability of the labor and raw material is there? India. So now they're dumping their businesses from China to which economy? Indian economy. Are you all understanding what I'm trying to tell? Are you all understanding what I'm trying to tell? The globalization has a very good influence in the business strategy, and Indians are making the use of it. Indians are making the use of it. They are saying, okay, China is not available, we are available, come to our country and invest. That is called globalization. Yes, Somesh, what is your doubt? Yes, Somesh, what is your doubt? Please unmute yourself and ask a doubt. If you can unmute yourself. Sir, but China has improvised the machines so far, but once they come to India, it will be from start. See, it's not that in India that kind of technology is not there. Technology is never of China. Technology is never produced by China. Technology is mostly used by China. Remember one thing. You are saying that ki China is already a developed nation. That's why it will be good for them to go to the China. But now you have to think about your country also. Now China is using or making the profits from your company and also creating a disturbance in the world. Is it correct or not? Is it creating the disturbance in the world or not? Yes. So they are taking you, they are using your money only, and they are giving you the dangerous diseases also. So which kind of country would like to work with the China then? You tell me your answer, Somesh. Obviously, I would not like to work in that kind of country where there is no human value. Where there is no human value. Arey, you are making a virus, keep it something at a safe place. Why you are spreading it? Actually, it is not coronavirus. It is a bio world war going on. Bio world war. You can call it as a bio weapon. Am I saying it correct or not? You don't need a nuclear weapon. You don't need the guns, tanks, and weapons to kill the people. This particular virus is killing the people. Are you understanding the point? Are you understanding the point? Now, this is completely a bio war is going on right now on the global platform, and no country would like to get associated with the China. Unnecessarily, they are creating the disturbance. They are, disturbing the ecological balance. So that's the reason. It's not always the benefit what the companies will see. Sometimes the companies will take the other than benefit decisions also. Are you understanding my point, Somesh? I hope now you understood. Okay, next one. Let us understand the point number 3. Going global is a part of strategic management of every business firm. Now tell me one thing. Would I like to restrict my classes only to Hyderabad, or I would like to expand my classes to pan India? Do I want to expand my business or not? Are you getting the point? Now, do I want to expand my, like me, every company also wants to achieve the growth and expansion or not? And for the growth and expansion, you have to move out of your country only. Remember one thing, there are two types of growth. One is known as organic growth, one is known as inorganic growth. Remember one thing, the inorganic growth you can only achieve by going global. Today, everyone knows Tata in the world. Everyone knows Reliance in the world because these companies have taken a courage to acquire the foreign companies which other companies did not have the courage to. Do you all understand or not? So remember one thing, going global is a part of strategic management. Every CEO of the company, every CFO of the company will always think, yes, I want to expand my business and I have to go for the globalization. Clear everyone? So it is a part and parcel of strategic management. Clear? Okay, next one. Global environment provides opportunities of. Now, what are the benefits? What are the opportunities we get when we go global? There will be exchange of information, correct or not? There will be exchange of information between the two countries. There will be exchange of technology between the two countries. There will be exchange of goods between the two countries. There will be exchange of services between the two countries. There will be exchange of quality between the two countries, and there will be exchange of cost structure between the two countries. Do you all agree with that? Is this the benefit of globalization or not? We will be able to exchange information, technology, goods, services, quality, cost. It will benefit me also and it will benefit them also. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? So these are the various opportunities which we get by going global. Clear? Crystal clear everyone, right? CC, if you all understood the topic. Right? Now, next thing. What are the advantages of globalization? What are the advantages of the globalization? 3 times this question has been asked in the examination. So that makes this particular question very, very, very important question. Very important question. Why do companies go global? Now listen to this very carefully. Why do companies go global? Can I say that indirectly the examiner is trying to ask you what are the advantages of global academy? What are the advantages of globalization? Are you getting the point? So if they are asking you why do companies go global, indirectly they are trying to ask you the advantages. So either they may ask you what are the advantages of globalization, or they may ask you why do companies go global. Answer will remain same. Clear? Shall we read now? Shall we read now? Okay. Now, companies go global because in today's environment, domestic markets are not enough to absorb. Now tell me one thing. Let me give you one example of my thing only. When the face-to-face classes were going on, you know what happened? People used to come a lot. So many people used to come a lot in the face-to-face classes. But are you finding little bit difficulty in placing the trust and confidence on the online classes? Think logically and give me the genuine answer. Are you finding little bit of difficulty of trust? I'm not talking about the content. I'm talking about the trust. If I'll pay the money, whether the classes will be held or not. I am sitting in Vijayawada. This person is sitting in Hyderabad. I will transfer 12,000 to him. Whether I will get the classes or not. What if they will not provide me the link? What if they will shut down the classes? How I'll recover the money? All these doubts are coming to your mind. Coming to your mind or not? Is it taking time to place the trust and confidence between you and me? Is it taking time to place the trust and on the very first day when I didn't give you the introduction? Nobody was having an idea. Okay, how do I teach? I think half of you were not having the idea how I teach. Are you getting the point? But after listening to my classes, did you put the trust and confidence on me saying that yes, sir, we want to learn auditing and strategic management from you only? Did you get the point or not? And now you know that with this platform, are you feeling like that you are not sitting in a class right now? Are you having that kind of feeling, or you have a feeling of class right now? Are you having a feeling of class right now? I'm coming face to face with you. The things are there. Blackboard is there. Instead of blackboard, this is iPad board. Everything is more clarified, more justified than the face to face class or not. You are at your place. You are at your place. I'm at my place. I'm easy. You are easy. You are saving your traveling cost. You are saving your hostel fees. Are we both getting benefited with each other? Now tell me, am I only restricted? Am I only restricted to Hyderabad? Or I can now expand my business to Pan India? Can I expand my business to Pan India or not? Yes. Anybody from North India, South India, East India, West India, Central India, anybody can come and join the classes or not? Yes. So that is an opportunity for me. Now now local markets are not enough. Now it's time to expand. That's the reason. The first reason is companies would like to go the global because in today's environment, domestic markets are not enough to absorb. Did you all understand what I'm saying? Did you all understand with the first example? Right? Point number one is over. Now point number two. For speedier export of transport, technologies and financial environment. Now listen to this thing. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. Suppose US has to deal with China. Suppose the US has to deal with China. If the US has to deal directly with the China, US has to take this route to come to the China. Is it correct or not? Because between US and China, in the global map, if you'll see, India comes or not? Between the US and China, India comes or not? Am I correct or not? US is on the left side of our globe and China is on the right side. From the left to right, if they will come in between, whether India is coming or not, they have to come via water transport or air transport. If they will choose the air transport, it will be very expensive. If they will choose the water transport, it will be very expensive. So what they did, US made its data centers in India. US developed some centers in India. From India, it is selling it to US. Now tell me whether it is a cheaper transport cost or not. Are you understanding the point? Is it a speedier, is it a speedy transmission of goods and services from US to China via India or not? So first US is sending to the India. In India, airline thing is cost. India to China, that is also very cheaper. Instead of coming like this, now they are coming like this. Are you getting the point or not? So remember one thing, why companies go global? Why companies go global? Why US companies are coming to India? Because of speedier export of transport, of technologies and finances. Are you getting the point or not? Did you all understand? So India is a mediator between so many things. India is a mediator between so many things. That's the reason first US develop its centers in India. From India, it deals with the total world. Okay, in India, Acha, tell me one thing. Suppose you got a problem in the Apple phone you are using. Think logically. You got a problem in the Apple phone. Would you like to call the customer care to register a complaint? Now, when you talk to the customer care person, do you think that the US person is picking up your call? Do you think that the US person is picking up your call? No, that call is being picked up in India only by the Indian customer care. You know, 60% of the world's customer care offices are in India and China. 60% of the world's companies' customer cares. Now they will make you learn how to use the US accent, how to, hello sir, how may I help you? This is Kevin. Now, like that, you will hear that, okay, you are thinking that you are talking to a foreigner, but actually that call is being directed to India only. There is a Kailash in India who is trying to become Kevin over the phone. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? So this is called speedier transmission of the goods and all. Clear everyone? Super clear? CC? CC? Okay. So second point also we know. Now, to attract the FDIs and to attract the FIIs. What is FDI? Foreign direct investments and foreign institutional investors. Can I say that Reliance Jio is the example of this? In the Reliance Jio, in the last 3 months, 19 companies of US have invested in Reliance Jio. Do you know that Reliance has recently launched its 3D camera, this thing specs also, 3D camera specs, and Reliance is also coming into fibernet like ACT broadband and all those things. Reliance is also coming into cinemas. Already they are big cinemas. Reliance is already into the 5G. Yes, Bhuvnesh has said very clear example. 5G. Reliance is going to be the first company to introduce 5G. Now tell me, Jio is the youngest company in telecommunication industry or the oldest one? Jio is the youngest one, the oldest one, youngest one. But is it trying to become the dominant player or not? What it's trying to become? It is already a dominant player in the market. Correct, everyone? So remember one thing, how Reliance Jio is growing fast, because Reliance Jio is able to attract foreign direct investments and foreign institutional investors. Correct, everyone? It is drawing not money from India, now it is getting money from the US. Clear, everyone? That is the reason companies would like to go global, because they will get the foreign money. Now, why the companies would like to go global? I did not tell you the point number 4. Due to the cheapest availability of the labor, raw material and skills. I think you all understood this point. Why companies go global? Because if in the other country there is a cheap availability of the labor, raw material and skills, you would like to go global. Now, why companies would go global? Due to the cheap availability of resources in terms of men, machine, material market. What are these 5 M's? Are these 5 M's are known as resources or not? The resources are very much cheaper in the countries. That's why companies go global. And the last point, 6th point, to reduce the high transportation cost by exporting it to the remote countries. To reduce the high transportation cost by exporting it to the remote countries. Is the US exporting it to India, and from India it is exporting it to other countries to save its cost of transportation or not? Yes, everyone? Clear, everyone? Okay. Next one. To get the cheaper research and development and reduction in overhead expenditures in another country. Now, tell me one thing. Do you all know NASA? Do you all know NASA? Here we are not talking about the Manoj, we are not talking about India. We are talking about foreign companies, why they are coming in India. In that example. Okay, Manoj? Now, do you all know NASA? Do you all know NASA? Yes, we all know NASA. In the NASA, out of 100 scientists, how many are Indians and how many are Chinese? 60% are Indians, 30% are Chinese. It means only 10% belongs to the US citizen. Are you getting the point? Are you understanding my point, what I'm trying to tell? So tell me one thing, who are more intellectual? You won't believe Indians and Chinese people are available in every country. Do you all understand my fact? Are they available in every country? Are you getting the point? The reason? The reason is not population, the reason is intelligence. We Indians and Chinese are highly intellectual people. That's why in every country our presence is there. Do you all agree with that? Do you all agree with that? Yes. So this is called cheaper availability of R&D. What is R&D? Research and development. You know that MI and OnePlus have opened their biggest development centers in India. Do you all know that MI and OnePlus have their biggest development centers in India? What is the reason? Because research and development in India is very cheaper as compared to China also, even though they both are belonging to BBK China, and they have developed the biggest development centers in India. Now Apple has also opened one assembling center in India. Why Apple has opened an assembling center in India? India is cheaper. Correct everyone? Yeah, recently Apple is also opening a development center in India very recently. It's all happened because of, in the last 6 7 months, whatever the problematic areas we have suffered. I hope everyone is clear. Up to globalization, everyone is clear. This is what do you mean by globalization. Crystal clear? Now, what do you mean by last topic? Then we will be reaching to our chapter number 2. Clear everyone? So let us understand last topic. What is the last topic of our chapter number 1? That is called multi-domestic strategies, global strategies, and transnational strategies. In the global environment, there are 3 types of strategies. Tell me, what are the 3 types of strategies? Multi-domestic strategies, global strategies, transnational strategies. Now, what do you mean by multi-domestic strategies? What do you mean by multi-domestic strategies? Let me give you an example of. Okay, do you all know that company called Land Rover and Jaguar? Okay, now listen thing. Range Rover car, Range Rover car, which is manufactured in US, and a Range Rover car which is manufactured in India are same or they are different? Why they are? No, Uma, it is not same. Range, no, I'm not talking about the horsepower. Don't go that much deeper. Don't go that much deeper. Steering, power windows, rooftop, alloy wheels. Don't go that much deeper. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully now. In the US, the roads are more smoother or not? In the US, the roads are more smoother. So whether their bumper height from the road is less or more, the front bumper and the back bumper height is less or no? Less. Their ground clearance is also less and bumper height is less. But the same Range Rover, when it is manufactured in India, their bumper height is higher. Their bumper height is higher because India, do we have roads in the pit holes or do we have pit holes in the roads? हमारी रोड में गड्ढे हैं या हमारे गड्ढों में रोड्स हैं? There are roads in our pit holes. That's the reason the ground clearance and the height of the bumper is very higher. Now tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. The same Land Rover is manufacturing the same product in a different manner in US and in a different manner in India or not? In a different manner in US and in a different manner in India or not? This is called multi-domestic strategy. When you are in Rome, be a Roman. When you are in Italy, be an Italian. And when you are in India, be an Indian. Did you understand what I'm trying to tell? Are you understanding? So multi-domestic strategy. If you will have a multi-domestic strategy, you will produce your products according to the requirements of that country. Clear everyone? CC everyone, right? CC, if you all understood what I'm saying. Multi-domestic strategy is that strategy, producing the products according to the requirements of that country. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Clear? Okay. Now there are so many products which are available in US and there are those products which are available in India, but there will be a difference in their functioning according to Indian environment, according to US environment. Clear everyone? That is known as which strategy? That is known as which strategy? MDS, right everyone? MDS. If you understood MDS. MDS, multi-domestic strategy. What is the next strategy? What is the next strategy? Globalization. What is the next strategy? Global strategies. Now see, Global strategy is that strategy where the companies would like to sell their products in a standardized manner, no customization. It is opposite to multi-domestic. What is multi-domestic? What is multi-domestic? Are we changing according to the country or not? Multi-domestic means are we changing according to the country or not? Yes. But what do you mean by global strategy? No change. Standardized product. Either you are buying the product in US or in China or in India, you will get the standardized product. If you do not want to use my product, I will not sell the product in your country. That is known as which strategy? That is known as which strategy? Global strategy. So read, focus is on customization or focus is on standardization? Read everyone. Focus is on customization or standardization? The focus is on standardization of their products across the country boundaries, selling their products and services at some favorable locations around the globe. That is what do you mean by global strategy. Clear everyone? Did you understand multi-domestic strategy and global strategy? Everyone write CC if you all understood. Okay, multi-domestic means customization. Global strategy means standardization. Am I correct? Am I correct? Yes. Now listen to this. When we mix these two, strategies, what is our third strategy? When we mix these two strategy, what is the name of our third strategy? Transnational strategy. It is called what? Transnational strategy. When the multi-domestic strategy and the global strategy is adopted both by some companies, that is called transnational strategy. So one and one, both are being mixed. One is mixed with two, that is what third. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? When you are doing the MDS also, and we are going for customization also, you are going for standardization also. That strategy is known as transnational strategy. Clear everyone? Crystal clear? Right? So what are the an example of global strategy? You can see, okay, iPhone. An example of global strategy is iPhone. Bhuvnesh, is iPhone which is available in US and iPhone which is available in India having the same features? Bhuvnesh, Windows software. Yes, Windows software. Bhuvnesh, did you understand the example of Windows software Uma has given and iPhone? So these are the examples of global strategy. And those companies which adopt both the strategies are known as what? Global, MDS or transnational? Transnational. So combination of MDS plus GS is known as transnational. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Chalo. So I hope the first chapter everyone understood in a CC manner. Everyone understood the first chapter in CC manner. Super CC, clear everyone? Thumbs up. Correct? Chalo. I hope I justified your expectations also. I hope I justified your expectations also. I hope you will become our publicity for the next batches, right? You will promote us. You will tell to the people ki yes, go there and go that. Okay. Chalo, let's not waste our time in that. Shall we do the quick revision of the full chapter? Shall we do the quick revision of the full chapter in 5 minutes? Kare pure chapter ke revision. Chalo, tell me one thing. What do you mean by strategy? Strategy means an action plan to achieve our vision. You all just have to write yes or no. Okay? You all have to write the word called S or N. S or N. So it is a action plan to achieve our vision. What do you mean by management? Managing men tactfully means making the optimum utilization of resources in the efficient, effective manner. Clear everyone? Yes? Okay. What do you mean by business? Business is having 3 point of views given by Peter E. Drucker: work view, process view, entity view. What are the 5 objectives of business? So first one is survival, stability, growth, efficiency, and profitability. Clear everyone? Yes. So business works with the environment or without environment? Sir, with the environment. What are the influences of the environment? Business cannot work passively. Business have to actively work with the environment. Business cannot work in isolation. It has to interact with the environment on daily basis. Business must do the needful changes when the environment changes. We get the inputs from the environments, we give the outputs to the environment. So that's why without environment, business cannot work. Clear, everyone? That is called environment influence. Yes. Well, what are the three problems of environment? So three problem is complexity. Problem number two is diversity. Problem number three is uncertainty. Do you all believe? Yes, sir, we know the three problems. Do we know the three things by which we can face the environment? Yes, sir. Take the initial view of the environment, audit the environment, and take the immediate action. Do you all agree? How to cope up with the environment? Yes. So what are the four features of environment? So environment is complex in nature. Environment is dynamic, means keeps on changing in nature. Environment has multi phases. It is an opportunity for one, threat for the another, and it always give you the long-term impact. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Okay. Sir, are there any components of environment? Yes, sir. There are two components of environment: internal environment, external environment. Strength and weaknesses are known as internal environment, and opportunities and threats are known as external environment. Inherent capacity of a business is known as strength. Inherent weakness of the business is known as weakness. Inherent limitation of the business is known as weakness. Favorable conditions of the market is known as opportunity. Unfavorable condition of the market is known as threats. Am I correct? Do we have types of environment? Yes, sir, we have types of environment. There are two types of environment. One is called micro and one is called macro. Clear, everyone? Components means internal, external. Types means micro, macro. Which one is on daily basis? Everyone write. Which one on daily basis? Micro. Which one is controllable? Little bit controllable? Micro. Which one is far away? Which one is externally? Huge externally? Macro. Controllable or not controllable? Not controllable. Cosmic is what? Cosmic is what? Micro. Pestle is what? Pestle is macro. Customers, organizations, suppliers, intermediaries, and competitors and market. Is it cosmic or not? Macro. Political environment, ecological environment, economical environment, social environment, technological environment, legal environment. Is macro or not? Yes. Did we do the Michael E. Porter's 5 forces of competitive analysis also? What are the 5 threats? Bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, threat of rivals, threat of substitutes, and threat of new entrants. Clear? Clear, everyone? Okay. Did we do the corporations in the competitive environment? There is a cartel, there is a keiretsu, there is a conglomerate. Do you know all three? Keiretsu, cartel, conglomerate. Now, did we today do the globalization or not, and advantages of globalization? Now tell me, everyone is super clear with the revision? Everyone is super clear with the revision? Yes. Chalo, let us start with the next topic. Let us start with the next topic. Now, for the old syllabus, what is the name of the chapter? Business policies and strategic management. This is what the name of the chapter for the old syllabus. But for the new syllabus, the name of the chapter is known as Dynamics of Competitive Strategy. What is the name of the chapter? Dynamics of Competitive Strategy. So I already told you whether it is old syllabus or whether it is new syllabus, your portion is 95% same. In the last, there will be 1 day special class for the new syllabus students, which is different. Up to that, everyone is going to join, whether it is old syllabus or new syllabus. Clear, everyone? I already cleared it on the day 1. Okay, sir. So in this chapter, there are so many definitions now we are going to understand. What we are going to understand? So many definitions we are going to understand. Now, everyone just try to understand this diagram. Everyone try to understand this diagram. Every company makes a strategy. Do you all understand? Every company makes what? Strategy. Clear? Now, strategy is a part of business policy. Strategy is a part of which policy, everyone? Strategy is a part of which policy? Business policy. And managing the business policy managing the business policy is known as strategic management. Managing the business policy is known as strategic management. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? This is what the whole chapter we have to understand. This is called the background of the chapter. Did you all understand what I'm trying to tell? Did you all understand what I'm trying to tell? Yes. So first what we develop? First what we develop? What we develop first? Strategy. What we develop first? A strategy. Strategy becomes a part of what? Strategy becomes a part of what? Business policy. And managing the business policy is known as what? Strategic management. Is known as what? Strategic management. So do we have to understand strategy? We know. Strategic management also we know. What is the alien word right now? What is the alien word which you don't know? What is the alien word which you don't know? Business policy. So do we have to understand first the meaning of business policy or not? Do we have to first understand the meaning of business policy or not? So let me ask you a very general question to all of you. What do you mean by policy according to your answer? Every answer is acceptable, whether it is correct or incorrect. What do you mean by policy? Scheme. Policy stands for scheme. Okay. Vishnu is saying policy stands for scheme. Anybody else? What do you mean by policy? Rules. Set of rules. Very nice example, Raghavendra. Set of rules. Okay. Anybody else? Objectives. Akhil is saying objective. Very nice. Next. Anybody else? What do you mean by policy? It need not be a different answer. You can also give the same answer if you agree with somebody. It's not always better to disagree with somebody. Principles. Very nice. Principles. So whatever you are telling me, rules and regulations. Very nice. To follow forever. Very nice. Can I call that policy is nothing but called code of ethics? Policy is nothing but called code of ethics. Now, do we have a policy in our schools that we all have to wear the same uniform? Do we have the policies in the schools that we all have to wear the same uniform? We all have to follow the same books or not? Correct, everyone? Do we have our policies of the classes also or not? Do we have the policies for our classes or not? So remember one thing, when you define the set of rules and regulations, when you define the set of rules and regulations within which your strategy should work, when you define the rules and regulations within which your strategy should work, that is known as which policy? Business policy. Very well said, Bhuvnesh. Uniformity is also one of the example of business policy. Everyone should follow the same thing is known as policy. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Now see, first we are going to understand the meaning of the word called policy, then we'll understand the meaning of the word called business policy. So remember one thing, we are doing definitions, so you have to understand each and everything word to word. What do you mean by the word called policy? Everyone, please read. Policy refers to set of rules and regulations within which the business should operate. Is it correctly written? Policy refers to set of rules and regulations within which the business should operate. Every business is having their own policy or not? Right or not? Now, sometimes, let's take an example. Suppose there is a Kirana store in your area. There is a Kirana store in your area. Whether that Kirana store can give you the goods on credit sometimes or not. You can pay after 1 or 2 days. But do you have the credit policy in DMart? Do you have the credit policy in DMart? No. So DMart policy is no credit. DMart policy is no credit. But Kirana person policy is cash plus credit, because he knows that today if he will not give the credit to you, tomorrow as a customer you will not go to that Kirana store. Correct everyone? Did you understand? Did you understand? So what do you mean by policy? I hope all of you understood what I am trying to tell. So what do you mean by policy? Policy refers to rules and regulations within which the business should work. Acha, tell me one thing. Do you all know MOA? Do you all know MOA? Yes. And you all know this word also. What is AOA? Tell me, what is the full form of AOA? Only AOA. Don't give me the full form of MOA. Memorandum of Association. Okay. And AOA stands for Articles of Association. So tell me one thing. Which one is a primary document of a company? Primary. Primary. Which one is a primary document of a company? MOA. So AOA is a secondary document, but we all have learned that in company law. Am I correct? We all have learned that in company law कि MOA is primary and AOA is secondary. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? But let me ask you one thing. Which one is a major document? Major document is what? AOA. Because set of rules and regulations within which the company should operate is given in what? AOA. Do you all agree? Do you all agree? Whether the company can issue the dividend or not, whether the director's remuneration is payable or not, whether this thing is to be done or not, all those things are nothing but called written in AOA or not? Tell me everyone. Clear everyone? Correct? Whether company can issue the prospectus or not, what kind of managerial remuneration the company has to pay, all these things are written in AOA or not? Yes, everybody? Yes. So AOA is the business policy for whom? AOA is the business policy for the company. So like under the Companies Act, AOA is a business policy. Then every company has its own set of rules and regulations. I hope everyone is clear what I said so far. Everyone is clear what I said so far. ठीक है? Now, ये तो हो गया meaning of the word called what? This is called the meaning of the word called what? This is the meaning of the word called what? Policy. But are we only going to understand the policy or the word called business policy? What is the word we have to understand? Business policy. So first of all, do you remember Peter E. Drucker? Do you all remember Peter E. Drucker? He has given us which definition? Everyone, please tell me. He has given us which definition? Business definition. Very nice. Very impressive. Okay, do you know Michael E. Porter? Do you know Michael E. Porter? He gave us what? 5 forces. He gave us 5 forces of competitive analysis. Very nice. Do you know Mr. Pogo? Mr. Pogo. Do you remember Mr. Pogo has told us that the biggest enemy of the company is us. In the organization topic I told you, in the cosmic O I told you. Now you have to learn one word called this. What is the name of the person? Christensen. What is the name of the person? Christensen. Are you getting the point or not? Now Mr. Christensen has given us the definition of what? Mr. Christensen has defined the word called business policy. So if they will ask you anything in MCQ, who has defined business policy? Tell me. Who has defined the business policy? Tell me. Mr. Christensen has defined the word called business policy. Shall we start doing his definition? Shall we learn his definition now? Right? Now, this is the definition. This is the definition. Are you able to see? Are you able to see the 3 arrows? Are you able to see the 3 arrows? Are you able to see the 3 arrows? Yes. What is the arrow number 1 is saying? Arrow number 1 is saying business policy is a study of functions and responsibilities of senior management. It is a study of functions and responsibility of senior management. So tell me one thing, who defines the rules and regulations of a business? Lower level management or senior management? Senior management, top level management. Very nice. Now, did you understand what I'm trying to tell? So what is the point number 1? It is a study of functions. It is a study of functions and responsibility of which management? Senior level management. Who makes the business policies, rules and regulations? Senior level management. Everyone crystal clear with the point number 1? So Mr. Christensen has said that it is the study of functions and responsibilities of senior level management. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Yes sir, we are clear. Now what is the point number 2? It is a study of those crucial problems that may affect the success of the organization. It is a study of those crucial problems that may affect the success of the organization. Now tell me one thing, everyone knows the problems of the future or not? Everyone knows the problem of future or not? Tell me one thing, July 2020 examinations have been cancelled. July 2020 examination have been cancelled. Now, are you guys worried that in the November 2020 there will be a 20-30% extra competition you have to face? In the November 2020, do you have to face some extra competition or not? Right or not? Those people who were going to clear in the July month, they are also going to write in November along with you now. So your competition increased or decreased? Now, is this a crucial problem? Is this a crucial problem? Is this a crucial problem? Yes, very important problem. Is it going to affect your success? Is it going to affect your success? Yes, because more competition means what? Chances of success are less. Am I correct or not? So, this is also a study of those crucial problems which are going to affect the success of an organization. I hope everyone is clear. I hope everyone is clear. Did you understand what I'm trying to tell? So tell me, what are the two definitions given by the Christensen we have done? It is a study of, I will ask you, are you guys going to fill up the filling the blanks? Are you going to fill up the filling the blanks? Okay, it is a study of functions and responsibilities of which management? Senior management. It is also a study of which problems? Which problems? Normal problems or crucial problems? Crucial problems. And those crucial problems are definitely going to affect the success of the business or not? Are you getting the point? But when you know your problems, do you keep your hands folded? When you know your problems, do you keep your hands folded or you would like to fight with them? You would like to fight with them or not? So that is what the third one. That is what the third one. Read the third one. Read the third one. Study of, what is the third one? Study of various important decisions which will determine the direction, success, growth and future of the organization. Study of various important decisions which will determine the direction, success, growth and future of the organization. Are you going to study the crucial problems and are you going to take the decisions according to them or not? Are you going to take the decisions according to them or not? And those decisions will help you in achieving the direction, success, growth and future of the organization. Do you all agree? Do you all agree? Right or not? Do you all agree? So that is what Mr. Christensen has said. So who has said? What is this fellow's name? Christensen. So Mr. Christensen has given us a definition of which policy? Tell me everyone. He has given us a definition of which policy? He has given us the definition of which policy? Business policy. Now tell me one thing. Everyone ready? Everyone ready? So point number 1. Is it a study of functions and responsibilities of the senior management? Is it a study of functions and responsibilities of the senior management? Yes, sir. Sir, is it a study of the crucial problems that are going to affect the future or success of the company? Yes, everyone? Yes, sir. So, is it a study of those decisions which we are going to take to get the direction, success, growth, and future of the organization? Yes. So, this particular three things put together, the three studies put together, is known as which policy? Business policy. It is known as which policy? Business policy. I hope everyone is crystal clear. I hope everyone is crystal clear. So yes, sir, everyone is crystal clear. So that brings an end to our first definition of the chapter number 2, which is known as which policy? Business policy. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? I hope you all understood. I hope you all understood today's topic. Yes, everyone? Chalo. So thank you so much for coming to the class, everyone. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the auditing at morning 7 o'clock and for the strategic management at 9 o'clock. See you guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the class. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.